Hello Drive Radio fans, Richard Rush here today with Walt McLean behind the camera. And today we're going to take a look at the 2017 Mini Cooper S Countryman. So they make two different models, the Countryman, the Clubman. And this is, I guess, the larger of the two. This is almost more wagonish style. But let's give you a quick walk around. I'm going to show you a few different pieces that I really love on this vehicle first off, before I get into the details. A few Easter eggs I like to call that Mini's hidden. So number one, you get right here on the headlights, a Mini look right there, which I think is just super fantastic, super nice. You've got the Mini emblem right on the wheel, and then you can see the S badging as well as the all four. Now some of you are going to say all four. Yes, Mini this year is introducing, and I could be wrong on this for this model. I do know on the Countryman that they are now offering all-wheel drive as optional, which again Mini is calling all four. Walt, I'm not going to show the back, but I do want people to see how wide these doors open, which again is a Mini staple, back to their classic design of almost that almost 90-degree door opening. A few features about this, again, the 2017 Mini Cooper S Clubman. It's a complete, or sorry, Countryman. It's a complete redesign for this year. Sorry, I'm going to step over here. Complete redesign. It's longer, it's wider, it's got more headroom, and now you've got a standard turbocharged 3-cylinder, or you can get the optional turbocharged 4-cylinder. You can see here again the Cooper S, the Countryman right on the back, which again is a Mini staple. I'm going to open the trunk for everyone to see. You've got some great storage underneath here if need be, so for groceries, some different kits or whatever you might need, maybe permanent storage or just temporary storage. You've got the 40-20-40 rear folding seat, which we actually used this past week. You can fold this down and make it work relatively easily, which is super nice. No power folding rear gate, nothing like that, but really quite a bit of room in here. In terms of total cargo space, 17.6 cubic feet of cargo room with all of the seats folded down, 47.6 cubic feet of cargo room there. I am going to open this up, and this is going to actually be a good way of showing what this looks like. So the front seat, or the driver's seat, is set for myself at about 5'9", 5'10", and my dad. The passenger seat is set for Walt, which Walt's about 6'4", 6'5". So definitely Walt's got to move back. But you could get a individual, maybe albeit a smaller individual, into that second passenger seat, or I guess into that passenger seat in the rear, second row, I'm trying to say. One other thing to note, Walt can attest this, he still had probably 2 or 3 inches, maybe not 3, probably 2 inches of good headroom space when he got in this car. So if you are a taller individual, even though it looks like a shorter car, you can still fit in. Real quick, Walt, before we get to the front, let's show them the dual pane sunroof. I'm assuming you got that on the inside. I think it's a fantastic feature. I really love that. Gonna open this and you can look at the front seat. Again, the classic Mini apportionments on the inside, the gauge clusters centered, or not the gauge cluster, I should say, well, I guess technically it is, with that physical speedometer. You've also got a new optional 8.8-inch touchscreen display. It's still driven by BMW's iDrive technology, or iDrive system, but it's a touchscreen now, which is a little bit new for us, and it may have been standard on a lot of other vehicles for BMW, but for the Mini for this year, it's a new thing for us, which is super nice. A few other things to note for this vehicle. Base price $31,100. It's got this ice blue or island blue metallic paint for $500. Chesterfield oak is what this interior is for $1,750. A technology package of $2,250. There also is a heads-up display portion there, but obviously you can't see without the vehicle on. You get these 18-inch wheels, and Walt, can we? I know we got those over there, but can we get these again real quick? Those are a $1,500 option, $200 for an interior surface Plano black. I'm assuming that's something on the interior. Sirius XM radio, and then a destination charge. So a grand total $38,450. And some of you are going to say, "My gosh, that's a lot for a car of this size and this." Yes. Some people are going to say this is more of a novelty car. Not a lot of people are going to run around. One thing with Minis, they hold their value extremely well. It's almost kind of like a Volkswagen Beetle. Definitely is a little bit different of a car, different looking of a car. But with this Countryman, I will say it's actually a relatively functional car in that you can get quite a bit of cargo in the back. You can get 4 full-size adults if necessary. So it really is not as impractical as one might think. Definitely something that you're gonna wanna put your family in and test drive this before you buy it, but maybe not as quite as impractical as you might think. And as we kind of get the last few shots for you here, miles per gallon, real quick, I forgot to give you that. 22 and 31, it's rated for 26. We were right around 28, 29 with heavy city driving, so I think that you could be really good with those turbocharged numbers. This thing runs great, handles well, drives well, stops extremely well. Got my kid in the back seat of this, actually in the car seat, so for those of you families out there, you can get a car seat in here. My wife enjoyed driving this car, so really, we enjoy driving it. If this is a car for you, you're probably gonna love it too. So you need to get out, test drive this vehicle, put yourself in it, put your family in it, put cargo in it, see if it's gonna work for you. And if you do that, tell them that John and Richard Rush from Drive Radio sent you.